Why, hello and welcome everybody. It is Pohx again. So in this video, I kind of wanted to go ahead and more in detail and in depth explain kind of my issues with Path of Exile, since in the video I tried to kind of explain it on, I think a lot of people really didn't understand what I was saying and just mistook it for whatever the hell people mistook it for, and yeah, that was in the previous video. So I kind of need to, I want to make some comparisons here and put it into realistic terms for you guys. Whether you accept it or not, it is almost like a fact. Of course, this is my opinion. I'm not trying to say my opinion is superior to anyone else's, but I'm just going to put fact by fact next to you. So, Path of Exile, about 3 years ago, was a 100% completely different game than it is now. The progression was different, the gearing was different, the mechanics were different, there was a lot less lag in the game, everything was pretty much different. And over time, of course, games have to change, don't get me wrong. But when you compare Path of Exile to, I guess you could say, its main competitor, which would be Diablo 3, there are now a lot of things that are very similar compared to what they used to not have. A lot of the times there would be the joke or the meme going around of like, oh, you know, like D3 is shit, play PoE, or PoE is shit, play D3. They're actually very similar now, and I'm going to give you guys reasons why. Of course, the customization Path of Exile is completely on a different tier than Diablo. You cannot argue that at all, right? So the points I'm trying to make, though, is the progression of Path of Exile now is very similar to Diablo. In Path of Exile, leveling up is a joke now. There's leveling gear. Diablo leveling is not hard at all. The whole game is just leveling. There used to be kind of benchmarks like, you know, selling boss kills and stuff. You don't really need to do that anymore because you can literally just one-shot everything with leveling gear. And anybody can do it. I don't care if you're retarded or not. Like, you could be a, no offense here, but you could be like a blind, well, not blind Helen Keller, but I was going to be like, you know, a mentally retarded Helen Keller. No offense to Helen Keller, but I'm literally trying to just make a simple point. It takes absolutely no skill to level up in Path of Exile anymore, unless you're trying to race. And leveling actually used to be a little bit difficult. Not really anymore, unless you're intentionally, you know, making it difficult for yourself by racing. And in Diablo, again, you just play bounty mode or whatever it's called, and you don't even have to do anything. You just go from quest to quest to quest and level up. So, you know, hitting max level in Diablo, which would be 70, I'm going to compare to starting maps in PoE. Alright? It actually takes around the same amount of time to hit level 70, unless you're getting power leveled. So, in Path of Exile now, you hit level 70, right? You put on your gear, or whatever it is, maybe you have to hit 75, you put on your gear, and you probably don't swap out like 4 or 5 of the pieces that are unique. In Diablo, you hit level 70, you put on your shitty unique set that you get for free, and you go until you get into your main set. Alright? In Diablo, they said they're adding new content. This is the only one I really care about. All the other points are whatever. This is the only thing that really matters. You could disagree with everything I say before this, and that's fine, but you need to understand this one point I'm going to say. There used to be only, what, Torment 6, or maybe Torment 1. I don't remember how it was back in the day. Or there actually wasn't Torment before, I don't think. Anyway, Path of Exile has map tiers, alright? Tier 1 to tier 15, I think now maybe tier 16. And you can do stuff with your maps now in Atlas, that's irrelevant, right? In Diablo, when they said they're adding more content, you know what they did? They took Torment and added more Torment levels. You know what Path of Exile did? They took maps and added more map tiers and made them more difficult. It's literally the same exact thing. Before, you would take a key, you put it inside, you sacrifice it, and you run your rift on whatever tier you want. That's literally what it was. And then to a point, you just say fuck it, and you just bump the difficulty up higher and higher and higher. It is literally the exact same concept. It is. So when, to me, and it's not just me who says this, tons of my viewers, tons of people on YouTube agree, my other friends agree, so I don't think I'm trying to attack the game. I'm just putting solid points. Because I brought this up in the previous video, and people just fucking flamed me, right? I'm just trying to be honest with you guys and put it in perspective. When I compare Path of Exile to action role-playing games that are coming out, typically, every couple of years, something gets completely redone with the game. Diablo did it. They completely redid a bunch of things, and that's why the game, it's not, you know, successful compared to what it used to be, but it is still maintaining its viewer base every time the seasons change, which PoE will as well. But the game is getting so easy, and they're not doing anything about it. And again, I know this is just a little bit of information they've given us, but nothing that I read there said they're doing anything different with the game, like at all whatsoever. The points to me that I really wanted to change, they did not change whatsoever. There's no difference at all. I don't know if any of this is making any sense to you guys at all, but like honestly, think about the mapping system and compare it to Diablo's system, right? I swear to you, it's actually somewhat similar. And to me, I really, really, really don't like it. And I expressed that opinion in the previous video, but I'm here to try to, hopefully it should make a little bit more sense to you guys. So some things that have been going on in Path of Exile for a long time that they haven't adjusted, alright? The loot, the inventory. Inventory is cluttered and crowded like crazy. And sure, all games have their issues with this, but Path of Exile is kind of serious, right? As a new player, you want to pick up chromatics to vendor to the store, alright? When you get to maps, you pretty much don't do that anymore because it's all about the go, 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 alright? And it's all about inventory management. You have maps that drop, which are useless at low tier unless you want to make a chisel. You have chromes that you don't even pick up anymore because you could just be speeding through a map and doing other things instead. You've got divination cards where 95% of them are literally useless. People are spending thousands of dollars to make them, and they're useless. That's okay. That's you know, whatever they want to do. Same thing, they pay 1K for a unique. Uniques drop. Uniques are fucking shit. 95% of them, even 98% of them that drop, literally have no use. But then they changed it with prophecy, so a unique drops, and now it's overpowered. Void Heart, Combs Way, what is it? The Doomfletch, and even just even what is it called? Death's Heart. Like that doesn't fix anything. Like it makes them more valuable, but I don't know. I really just, maybe it's just me being, I don't know, expecting more from the game because I've been playing it for so long. Trade, all right? Trade is still shit in the game. It's okay if they want to make it like D2, but admit that it's shit right now. There are so many of these problems that have been persisting for many, many, many years. And me personally, I'm just getting a bit fed up with it. I'm not saying I'm quitting, alright? Obviously I'm going to play it. I like the game. I love the game. I am going to play it. I probably won't play it for long. Like I said, there's a new game that is potentially coming out. It's called Guardians of Ember. It's a game developed by, I think, Runemaker, who created Runes of Magic, which was one of my favorite MMOs because I couldn't play WoW as a kid, and Dragon's Prophet, which had it was a little interesting. Both of the games were pay to win, so that's one big thing. But honestly, if a game just goes semi-pay to win and has, honestly, good combat and stuff, I don't really care at this point. I want to play it. I'm just looking for a new game. And whereas I respect Path of Exile as a good game, I personally disagree with the direction they're going in. I don't like the direction they're going in, and I think they need to understand that they need to realize that. I understand that when games get expansions and whatnot, it needs to cater to new players, but you also need to keep the other players entertained, you know? Majority of the streamers, and I'm not trying to pull a card here, alright? But majority of the streamers have been streaming the game and playing the game for a very long time, and if you talk to them, they will tell you somewhat similar of what I'm saying because it's true. Alright? I'm not trying to feed you lies. I don't know where this comes from. Sorry if I'm a little odd right now. I was reading the YouTube comments and I was really disappointed in what some of the people said. So one of the most bizarre things was oh my god, clickbait title, you said patch notes. Look, I'm sorry. Alright? To me, I thought it was patch notes. My viewers were like, hey, look, there's patch notes, go look. And I guess obviously I do not understand what patch notes means. I guess patch note means the game patches, the notes are out, here you go. Fucking, to me, the game had this big thing, whatever, alright? I don't even care. People get pissed off at a simple little thing. I didn't even put it, literally in my tags, it didn't even say I didn't even put anything for tags. And people are just flaming me. It's dude, chill the fuck out. I guess the last one, which is not even part of Path of Exile whatsoever, of GGG's side, is just I'm getting a little bit fed up with the Path of Exile community. Not you guys, not my community, but the actual elitism, hardcore versus standard community. It's getting a bit old. And I'm not just specifying Path of Exile with this, but it's more of the both of them combined. Just hardcore versus standard debate that's been going on, and it's kind of just, it's just silly. There's no need for it. And I've noticed that Path of Exile's community specifically, though, is very, very, very toxic. Very, 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 very toxic. I can tell you this because my roommate has made his own decisions in what he's going to do with his streaming career, and I've read the stuff that they post on Reddit and in the streams and on the forums, and it sickens me. It's dude, this is literally retarded. Like, I literally want to go over and punch people in the face because this is stupid. It's so silly. Like, think about it. When I was a little kid, there was like 3 types of gamers. There was like people who did PvE, people who did PvP, and role players. That's it. There was nothing else in the game. All gamers loved each other. We're all happy. Now, it's like, holy shit, there's all these different categories, and I don't know. I just don't know if Path of Exile is really what I want to continue to surround my environment with. It's not always about just what game you enjoy, but the community you're with. If I'm streaming a game and I don't like the community, I'm not going to play the game. Dark Souls. The game wasn't that bad. Dark Souls 2, I haven't played 1 or 3. The community was awful, right? I didn't end up playing the game. And there's a couple others, like 1 or 2 others, nothing that really matters. Anyway, moral of the story is, I do apologize if I offended anybody. Like I said in my last video, it's not my goal to offend you guys, trust me. I'm not here to hold a pitchfork underneath your asshole. I'm just an honest guy. That's all I am, alright? I hope to earn your respect, vice versa. I'll give you my respect. You ask me a question, I'll answer it for you. But if you're going to be a dick, you probably won't get a second chance. I'm just telling you right now. Unless you apologize. Nobody ever apologizes for some reason. Anyway, I know it's kind of went on to like a bit of a rant and a ramble. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys understood exactly what the fuck I was saying. If not, just ask me on my stream. I'll probably just tell you to watch the video. But you know what? It's okay. Ask me anyway. And I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Go ahead and check out the game if you're interested for Guardians of Ember. I dropped them an email. I think the early access comes out in September. And there's really not much else about the game. But I'll make a video later once I get more information on it. But for now, I'm out. Hope you guys are enjoying the Terraria content that's being uploaded. And I'll see you boys all tomorrow. Take care, everybody.